Hello, Bryant here with 365 Days Sober, and the reason for the video is just I wanted to tell you a bit about what 365 Days Sober is and how it all got started. I myself am a recovering alcoholic. I've been sober now for 7 years, like 8 months, and what's the date today? The 20th, I believe, and 12 days. And I remind myself of that every single day. Every morning I wake up, I'm reminded of my sobriety, and that has to come first. And for those of you that are addicts, alcoholics, you know that personally, because if you don't, and if you think that you got it and you're good, and you don't practice your steps, or you're in touch with your feelings and emotions, this disease can come up and bite you real quick. And in my case, and I know a lot of addicts or alcoholics cases, that can mean your life. I've been told numerous times by doctors that if I were to ever start up again in my drinking, that probably be within a week that I would be dead. And I don't want that to happen. I have a daughter that I want to see grow and be alive for the next 50 years if at all possible. Because there were times when I almost did die from this disease and drinking, not just from the drinking itself, but where it put me and where it placed me in situations where I probably shouldn't have been, and I could have ended up dead from that. So the reason why I started 365 Days Sober is that I'm very passionate about my sobriety. I'm very open about my sobriety, and I'm not ashamed of it. It's one of the misnomers, I think. People are ashamed of a fault they may have, or maybe they're not great at this or great at that, and nobody's perfect. So for me, the best way I knew how to deal with it, on top of going to AA and stuff and reaching out to family and friends, is to be open with everybody. A perfect stranger that I just met, whether it was in business or one of my jobs that I do as far as teaching golf or broadcasting or something like that, I was always open with people. If they want to get to know me, they're going to know the true me. And the true me is that I'm a recovering alcoholic. My past is something I try not to think about, but yet I'm reminded of it on a daily basis, that the choices I made then still affect me to this day. And that's another reason why I started this 365 Days Sober. It just started out as a Facebook page. I was on Facebook quite a bit and just posting motivational, inspirational stuff, and then it led into a page to where I have almost 1,000 likes now, and I just post kind of stuff that I think is relatable to me, whether it's just my everyday life or just inspirational, motivational stuff I pull off the internet. That led into a friend of mine who I've known for quite some time. I consider her pretty much a second mom. Talking with her about some things in her family, and she's like, you should start something. You should, take this and make this a business. And I was like, all right, sure. So she gave me some information to go see this business advisor. I did. Of course, that person was like, this is a viable business. This is unbelievable what you're doing and how you're helping people. This can work. So from there, I started reaching out to high schools, because that's where it all starts. Is kids ages 12 to 20, nearly 5,000 die every single year just from alcohol alone. That's from the facts I've gathered. That's pretty much more than any other drug combined. Yet we're not going to hear about that on the news. So that passion I have for my own sobriety and helping others just by posting and all that kind of stuff, I've probably helped, 5, 6, 7, 8 families and helped others along the way. But I wanted to get into more prevention, education, and speaking the truth, the real truth about it all. Not just the stuff we see on television, where, everybody celebrates with alcohol. Everybody, it is, what do they say? They're drinking their SARS away with alcohol or some other drug for that matter. That it's not all it's cracked up to be. Yet every time in every classroom and every assembly I've been in, and I ask how many of you have alcohol in your household, I would say 98% of the people raise their hand. All those kids raise their hand, so they see it firsthand. It's crazy that we go through life and try to teach our kids right from wrong and all this kind of stuff, but yet we're not educating them on what's in our refrigerator that can kill us. Between tobacco and alcohol, nearly 600,000 people die a year from this. Yet we may do it. We try to teach our kids. We try to show them right from wrong. and hope that they can make the world a better place. Yet here we are doing things that inevitably could kill them. Just getting facts from the CDC, Center for Disease Control, just on tobacco alone, over 41,000 people die every single year just from secondhand smoke. Not even from the smoking themselves, but from secondhand smoke. So I just try to educate kids just on, what the real gateway drug, my favorite one, gateway drug, would be, and that is tobacco. 18 years old, you can start tobacco. Yeah, you can do it previous to that, of course, when you're 14, 15, 16, without any other drug, but it kills more than anyone. It kills nearly 500,000 people a year, yet it's socially acceptable because it's legal. Everyone does it. The fact that blows me away is that just in 2013, the tobacco companies spent over $9 billion in advertising. That to me is insane. $9 billion. Yes, it's, we don't have to do it. Nobody's forcing us to do this. But when it's not on TV, but everywhere you go, you see it. Having a degree in public relations and marketing, I can totally tell why somebody can get caught up in it. So I just started this for that fact alone, is that nobody really wants to talk about it. I haven't found it anywhere as far as drugs are concerned, whether that's tobacco, alcohol, marijuana, crack, meth, all of the above. It's just trying to educate kids in general about, don't be me, because I speak about my story, and I don't hold back any punches. I'm as real as it gets, and they can see that. So if I help one every single time, then I know I'm doing what I was meant to do. And since I've been given this gift of sobriety, I don't want to sit around and waste it. So that's the biggest reason. And I always ask for people's help. I always take advice from anybody has any suggestions, or if you know of anybody that's going through this disease, please have them reach out to me, or just go to my Facebook page, or go to 365dayssober.org. I mentor people now as well. I coach them through this if they're in this disease and they don't want to go see somebody in a clinic or something like that. I can still help them with all my stories and everything I've been through. It's pretty. I make it pretty simple, yet I'm open and honest, because I have to look in the mirror every day. So I'm no better than anybody, and I don't think anybody's any better than me. So with that, thanks so much. And if you haven't yet, go like my Facebook page. And if you haven't yet, follow me on 365dayssober.org. I blog quite a bit, and I'll be doing more of these videos soon. Take care and have a great day.